Hey there, good people of the model railway world, and welcome along to another one of my videos. I'm Jennifer Kirk, and we're out here in the shed with the model railway that I have. This is Bolton Trinity Road, and those of you who've been watching all my videos will know that it does also go out round the garden, but at the moment winter is upon us and the weather is pretty naff. But I've taken the time out here to do a rolling review video of the 3 new Hornby Pecketts that were released just before Christmas. Now I did a box opening and review of that little beauty on the end, the Huntley Palmers D, and also had the Manchester Ship Canal Company number 11 and the Peckett Works livery green, this is the standard livery that they left the Peckett Works if a customer didn't actually specify any particular paint job, and really quite pretty it looks, with the name on there, Dodo. Well, all 3 of these have pretty much sold out. They have been a very, very runaway success for Hornby. And unfortunately, there's a lot of disappointed people who weren't able to get them, but from Hornby's point of view, that is of course probably a reasonably good thing, because the last thing they wanted was to be holding huge amounts of stocks of these that would have remained unsold, would have been on their books, and would have really not added anything to Hornby's financial fortunes. So really, the fact that they've sold out is good news for Hornby. In Hornby's 2017 release schedule that was announced a few days ago, they've announced but 1 Peckett relivery this year, but I have a little suspicion that there's going to be more, because these were a runaway success. Hornby probably didn't know for certain how much of a success they were going to be until just before Christmas, when they hit the shops, sold out, and there was probably a lot of demand for people trying to order more, and there were no more to order. So I think that they'll probably squeeze in perhaps another couple of other liveries as well at the same time as they do the Lillis Hall black locomotive, which is quite a different livery from these. These are very, very shiny and intricate, and appeal to the collector market as well as people like me who also do run them. Now I'm going to be using MSC number 11 and Dodo on my nominally Trafford Park based layout. The Huntley and Palmers purely was display cabinet candy. So without further ado, let's see how well these perform. Now, as I said in the video where I did a box opening and review of the Huntley and Palmers, the weight on these is actually quite incredible given their size. So I'm actually quite expecting them to haul quite a lot of stuff. So I'm going to take a couple of these off the track, and that's really just so that I can take one in isolation. I'm going to pick Dodo here. So what do we got? Let's see. Now, immediately moving away at a crawl. That is smooth, isn't it? I mean, that is quite low power, and let's see how it handles the point work. Well, we're over that. Insel frog point. Another insel frog point? Yep, straight through. We saw it rock there, but it didn't really break its stride. So that is pretty good performance there. Let's see what have we got here? This is an electro frog point. Straight through there, not even a stutter. We're going round underneath the bridge. We can see there we're on 30% power on the Gauge Master Model D controller. So let's see where we get to here. A little bit of a stutter there. It's going under the bridge. Let's see how we do through here. This is just plain track. We can sort of see it there underneath the canopy. And that is just ever so smooth. Look at that. I don't think any small locomotive has really come close to this. It's got pretty much the same wheelbase as the ex-Lancashire and Yorkshire Pug that Hornby have had in their range for quite a number of years, and Dapol had before them. But look at that going round there. Not a hint of a problem. That is pretty good, isn't it? Right, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how well it does the other way. So this isn't actually a direction that I normally run this track, so let's see if it copes with all the bumps and knocks and stuff in the track, which seems to be doing quite well. This is a point that sometimes foxes a few locomotives, but it hasn't come off. It's got through there really quite well. Then we're going back into the long straight, and usually I find, for some reason, locomotives always play up when they're completely out of sight underneath there. So it's getting through without any problems. A whole series of insel frog points, one after the other. And this is now quite a tight curve. And it's just getting round there with no issues whatsoever. So an electro frog point, and then coming round past the signal box, we have a couple of insel frog points, and look at that, through them not even a hint of a problem. So I'm going to stop that there now, and to be honest, they are all just as good as each other. I'm not going to dwell on the actual details on the locomotives, because if you want that, go back and have a look at the box opening and review video that I did for the Huntley and Palmers Locomotive D, and that gives you a really good, intense overview of the detail on there. Right, I've spaced them out on the track, all three of them, and let's see how the three different versions cope in terms of speed. Now, they've got exactly the same motor and drivetrain, obviously, but I'll just see how much variance there is across different models. And yeah, there's a little bit of speed variance, but not an awful lot. They are pretty equally matched, so if you want to double head them, then they will do that pretty readily, I guess. Let's see if they all three get through there. They've had no trouble with the points so far. There's a little bit of hesitation on that electrofrog. A little bit of hesitation on that insel frog. It's like a very, very slow horse race, isn't it? All three are moving very smoothly indeed. So, moving into the frame now, let's go for a haulage test. I've got a Hornby Class 50 here, bringing onto scene a very long train of Bachmann 16-ton mineral wagons. Now, that locomotive, being all-wheel drive, handles that little lot with the greatest of ease. How well does a Peckett manage? Now, I'm not expecting that Peckett to romp off with what is about 36 to 40 wagons, but let's just see. Oh my word. No, we're foxed. But if we double head that, away they go. So that is a pair of Pecketts hauling what is actually a very, very long train of Bachmann 16-ton mineral wagons. Keeps going, keeps going. The brake van is coming through now. And there we are. Right, the plan here now is to divide this long train. I'm going to take off one of these locomotives and let's see what, on fairly level track, a single Hornby Peckett will be able to do. Now the pair of them haul all of this without any great issue, so I'm going to split this train somewhere near the back. So actually I'm going to take that point as an arbitrary point, and let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 24 Bachmann mineral wagons, and they're even with very light power, not really even any hint of wheel slip. So what are we going to do? Let's add some more. Right, let's divide the train back here. So we're going to remove the brake van and 6 wagons. That's not an awful lot, but that might be just enough for this Peckett to romp away. Let's check it out now. Well, it is moving. There's a bit of wheel slip there, but the Peckett is just about... Nah. It'll pull it, but it's losing traction on the curves. So let's just lop off a few more of these wagons. So because of the tunnel, I'm not sure how many that is. So lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 5. A bit of wheel spin, but the Peckett is actually pulling that. I mean, there is a lot of friction on the curves, but it will pull that length of train. So let's just see at what point it'll pull away comfortably. So let's see now. We move round to here, and there we go. There's a bit of wheel slip there, but it's certainly moving that train. It's probably not a very fair comparison because normally you do this on straight and level track, but certainly we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 33 Bachmann wagons. So I would say that probably if we drop that down to 30, so let's lop 3 more off the back. And by my reckoning, that should just romp away with these. And it does. So 30 Bachmann coal wagons, and away we go. Normally that would be far more than you would ever really expect one of these little locomotives to be pulling. So that is a truly impressive haulage capacity. So there you have it. Truly awesome running potential from these. They really do just romp away with what are actually longer loads than most people would ever want to put behind them, and they are pretty little things. If you double head them, you can get really quite enormous trains behind them, and the weight that's on them gives them not only really good grip, but it also ensures that the current collection, even through some quite complicated and unfavourable point work with the Inselfrog design in there, is perfectly possible and indeed actually quite easy. There's no hint of stalling with these, and they're just so smooth. So I think Hornby have really come up with what has actually been the model of 2016. Without a doubt, this has eclipsed so many of the other really good models that have been out over the course of last year. So well done to Hornby. Now don't forget to like this video and share it too, and subscribe to the channel and you'll be first to know about new videos as they come up anyway. Thanks for watching this. It's been great to have you along here for the ride, and until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying bye for now.